What's up, Digital Collective 828? This is Rashina.
Hey, Sean.
We're back at it with our weekly Sunday update, and we got some information to share. So hang in. We're going to be talking about ISO 220. That always messes me up. ISO 200 2022 token. So let's get started. All right. Had to slow it down for a minute. That's a tongue twister. All right. So the first. All right, so the first thing we're going to jump in is, we're going to jump in with XRP first. So, we want to talk about ProShares on April 28th. ProShares received tacit approval, and that just means that it wasn't explicitly endorsed, but wasn't denied or blocked. It's kind of a quiet green light from the
Mhm.
U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to launch three XRP exchange traded funds. Right.
That's good. That's a good sign. Three.
It is. Three of them. So they are currently available to be traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Under the first one is Ultra XRP ETF, two times leveraged. I'm going to explain these in just a second. Then there is a short XRP ETF. And then there's an ultra short XRP ETF and negative two times leveraged. So what that means is the first one. Let's go back to the first one. Ultra XRP ETF, two times leverage, it just aims to return twice the daily performance of XRP. So this fund is designed for short term investors who believe XRP's price is going to go up. So basically, it's just saying like so let me give you an example. If XRP rises 1%, the price of XRP rises 1% in a day. Oh no, excuse me. If XRP price drops 1% in a day, you could lose 2%. But the inverse happens if XRP rises by 1% in a day, the ETF gives you 2% gains. So that's how that will work. So think of it like doubling your gain or your loss on XRP's daily moves. It amplifies your gains, but it also amplifies your losses.
I think I need to get under that right there. That's good. I don't know
So,
nothing about that, but that sounds very interesting for real. I mean that I'm definitely gonna read up on that because that's a game changer right there. You know,
mhm, so again,
especially
if it go ahead.
especially if you know how to trade XRP and stuff like that, other coins,
Yes.
and you
So
can
he's I
trade
think right, but it's not, you're not trading it on, like you're not buying XRP itself. You're doing this on the New York Stock Exchange and on Wall
them.
Street, technically like Wall Street. You are, when I say Wall Street, I mean Wall Street. The air quotes is to say that I'm doing it because you're not doing it on the blockchain, or you're not doing it on a normal cryptocurrency exchange. You're buying this ETF on normal trading I don't want to say normal, but trading platforms that equities trade on. So but again, that's this, I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the back, as they say. But Ultra XRP ETF is two times leveraged. So meaning that if XRP rises, the price rises 1% in a day, that will give you 2% gains. If it drops 1% in a day, you will have 2% loss. All right. That's what that one does. So this one, the next one is called the short XRP ETF, which allows investors to profit from downward price movements of XRP. So this is for, again, for anybody who believes that the XRP's price is going to go down. So if XRP price drops by 1%, then you would gain 1%. And if XRP price goes up by 1%, you would lose 1%. And that's how that one works.
Oh wow! So the opposite of the other one.
Yeah, so it's not two times leverage. So it's not twice. It doesn't double your gain or double your loss like the other one did.
Look like you if you can play a card right, and then if XRP go down, You be looking good for this one.
Yeah. So if XRP goes down, because that's why it's called short XRP ETF. So you're shorting XRP
Mm,
through this exchange traded fund without having to buy XRP itself. All right, so now this other one is called Ultra Short XRP ETF. Remember, I said ultra short. Short is when you are thinking that asset is going to go down. So, but this one is two times leverage. So this is called Ultra Short XRP ETF, two times leverage negative. So this is designed to return twice the inverse of XRP's daily movement. So, if XRP, here's the example, if XRP falls by 1% in a day, the ETF gives you a 2% gain. And if XRP goes up 1% in a day, then you lose 2%.
mm.
So it's high risk. You know,
Yeah,
high,
I mean it is if you look at it. But like I said, anything is risky. You can go outside and go to on your way to the job. You're taking a risk. You get in an accident.
by going outside.
Yeah, hey, everything is a risk. That's how I look at it.
Right. So listen, so you can these ETFs are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, ACRA, and available on major brokerages such as Fidelity, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, and Robinhood for eligible accounts. Um
Robinhood.
mm,
Mm.
uh-huh.
So you can do this on Robinhood.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to
All
look
right.
in more into that. I have a Robinhood account.
All right then. Well, yeah, so now you got three that you can look at. Uh-huh. Oh, sorry about my camera, y'all. Here we go. But yeah, that you got three that you can look at, three ETFs, and I just explained them to you. Now listen, don't take my explanations. I'm giving you the information, but you need to make sure you understand it too. So if you're going to invest in any of these ETFs, you need to make sure you're doing it because of your own research as well, that you have a full understanding of what you're getting into. Because I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just giving you information.
100%. You're right.
Right.
Do your own research. Don't trust but verify.
That's correct. Always. Uh-huh. Um, so let's see. So you have anything else on that before we move to the next topic?
Nah, I think that I just think that's a good idea. What they doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of glad that SEC kind of gave them
The
the
green
green,
light.
yeah, to go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and do it because
Mm-hmm.
if you know what you're doing, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. If kids know what you're doing. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Then it helps people again. Like I said, these people who are offering these ETFs, they have to buy the asset XRP to have the ETF.
right,
So even though the people who are participating in the ETF, they won't own it,
right.
then but the firm, the brokerage firm, they do. All right, so here we go. This next one, this happens on April 29th, where a company called Ease Protocol announced a major breakthrough, that they successfully connected blockchain technology with the same messaging systems that bank use worldwide. The ISO 220, Lord, this thing, the ISO
Two.
222. Thank you, thank you. Good Lord,
I
this
know
thing.
it's a tongue twizzle, as they say.
I feel like this word is fighting against me for me to say it right, but 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 anyway, this is the first time that the blockchain platform has been able to speak the same language as global banks inside of a smart contract, which is just a digital agreement that runs automatically on the blockchain. So
Mm.
basically they launched a test version of this space, and it's called testnet, where banks and financial companies can try out the new technology, and it works on popular blockchain systems like Ethereum, Polygon, and Binance Smart Chain. So with these, which are platforms that support digital money and applications. So
I got a feeling they've been doing it for a long time. It
I
just
don't know.
now is just coming out.
I don't know. But
Cause
now, but
I
go
read
ahead.
something about testnet a while ago, and I really didn't really
Okay.
understand it. But now, since you said that, that makes a lot of sense now.
Mm-hmm. So typically, blockchain and banking don't speak the same language. So that was making it hard for banks and crypto technology to,
Hmm.
work together in their everyday systems. But by building smart contracts that understand ISO 222, the global, I got it. The global format banks use to send payment instructions, ease protocol has created that bridge between the old financial world and the new one with between blockchain and the bank.
Right.
So now banks can automate tasks like sending money, clearing payments, and updating records using blockchain.
Well, that tells me one thing: we are moving faster than I thought we are. Because
Hmm.
the banks are doing this now behind the scene, and that means they're getting ready to move to the next level in cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Not
So
only
this
banks, because you got credit card companies, you got retail companies that they're gonna have to be on board as well. So it's very interesting to see how everything switch over.
Right. It's and like this is a test environment right now. But just to make sure it's really clear, just to give you what ease protocols what they're looking to do. I'm just gonna give you a run through of an example. So like a US bank could create a smart contract, right? Like, which is an automated digital agreement, and the smart contract then could use ISO 222. And that they want to send money to a European bank. And so the European bank would understand the information immediately, and the money could settle in minutes. Um, and the cost could be significantly lower, and fewer systems could be involved. So it's like replacing a fax machine with instant message.
Mm, that's interesting.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so that's what they're doing. That's the test environment called testnet by Ease Protocol.
Mm.
All right. All right. Let's see. You have anything else on that topic, Sean, before we move to our next one? Our next news highlight.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm gonna do my reading up on testnet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We encourage you guys too to do your own research on it as well, to look further into it. All right, so we're gonna keep going with April 29th. So a major European bank announced full integration of XRP for cross-border payments. So a prominent European bank headquartered in Germany publicly announced the complete integration of XRP and its infrastructure for all their cross-border payment services.
Right.
uh, yes. So
These banks ain't crazy. They know what's coming.
that they do listen. So they trying to do things faster, cheaper, which everybody wants, right? To do things faster and cheaper, right?
Well, actually, they ain't got no other choice but to switch over, because the XRP ain't going nowhere. So they better either get on board or get, as they say, get left behind. But it's good that XRP has the opportunity to make things cheaper. Because
Yeah,
it seems like we, as the customers of the banks, we get thrown on these fees, late fees or any kind of fees that they push it on the customer.
customer.
And
Hmm.
so the customer had to end up actually paying for all these fees, and it's like you still can't get ahead. But with XRP, being that cheap, I mean, yeah, that's great. That's gonna work in our favor as customers.
Of course, yeah, because like you said, business is not just banks, but most businesses pass on their costs. If they, the cost to service you, pass it on to the consumer. So, um, just like if you go, like I don't know if you guys have ever been to like a store that says, if you use your debit card or credit card, they're going to make you pay like a 5% fee or whatever fee for using a credit card, your debit
Right.
card, because they
Mm-hmm.
get charged a fee for that transaction. So they say, okay, if I get charged a fee, I got to charge that, pass that on, that cost on, that expense on to you.
Right.
So that's what people do. I have experienced that before. Not everybody does it. You know what? And you wouldn't know if they did do it or not because people just
Mhm.
put that cost into their prices
Right.
and not tell you that it's in their price. So, you
Same
know.
way, they be doing these retail places talking about
Mhm.
70 to 80% clearance. They already marked them. Ain't no clearance. They are them put the same price up there and just telling you it's a clearance.
Right, right, right. Yeah. So,
Crazy.
right. So yeah, XRP comes to fix all that. That's what it's supposed to do, make things faster and cheaper. And then just having knowledge of that, just so you can be aware to know, hey, if they're using this platform or using XRP to send their cross-border payments, then I should be getting some kind of discount because you guys are paying less, so I should be paying less.
I agree. I agree.
So just being aware of that. Okay, let's keep moving. So, do you know anything about this? Where on 29th, were you aware of any like I can hear your papers. um the any news from the SEC regarding some guidelines regarding that XRP doesn't meet what does it say? It says what happened? Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Let's see. Okay, it says explicitly stating that XRP stating that its use in cross-border payments does not qualify as a security. Like that's not, but there was no updated guidelines on that you know of in April, right?
No.
Okay, good.
Hmm.
All right, good. All right, so let's keep going to talk about HBAR for a minute. So HBAR had what happened for that? That had a company, a multinational logistics company, announced the full scale implementation of the Hedera HBAR network to track goods and manage data across their supply chain. And
Hmm.
so and the company cited, HBAR speed and security and low transaction fees is one of the advantages, that enabled them to be able to use this. The company is headquartered in Switzerland, and basically, just to give you an example of what this does is if a consumer purchased electronics online, they can now track the exact journey of their product that they purchased from their factory to the doorstep in real time with immutable records of each step secured on the HBAR network.
Mm. Sound like HBAR getting up there with XRP.
Right. So, yeah, so a company just announced that they were, that they implemented, the Hedera network to track their and manage data across their supply chain. So it's a big deal for HBAR.
I just read the other day, probably Thursday or Friday, that
Hmm.
Fed now will be working with HBAR for digital ID.
Oh wow,
Yes, that's big.
that is.
That's big.
Mm. Did
Because
they give any time frames on that?
they didn't. What I'm thinking is because Fed now go live in July the 14th,
Hmm.
25. So once they start that process, with the digital ID, they're trying to push everybody to have a digital ID. So we'll see how that goes. Well, if they
Mm-hmm.
do that, I mean, that you talking about worldwide. That's a
Mm-hmm.
Well, how many people we got on this earth? 9 billion.
Lots of them. I don't know. Lots of
Yeah,
them.
lots of them.
Lots of people. That's all I
Yeah.
can say.
So this thing about everybody got to have a digital ID. That's
Mm.
we already know how that gonna go. That right there, whoo, that's gonna be a game changer for HBAR.
Right. And if everybody has to have, well, I ain't gonna get onto that, but I'll just, just a quick comment on that, everybody having a digital ID. If they're making everybody have a digital ID, why would they not make you have digital money? You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Yeah. So
Good
if
point.
they, right. So
Mm-hmm.
think about it. I just went to a restaurant today where my husband told me to call first to say, hey, are you accepting cash as payment? And the restaurant told me they were cashless. So think about that. We're living in times now where you got to check to see if the place you're going to frequent to spend money even accepts cash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Uh,
So
where I work at, we was told on April the 21st that we'll no longer be accepting cash.
yeah, listen, that's what it is. People don't want to have that responsibility of keeping cash, because cash comes with lots of um security risks, of keeping
Right.
it. So, but okay, let's keep going. We got something news on. Let's see. I think I have some news on IOTA. IOTA, did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay. Okay. So IOTA announced a partnership. I'm still on the 29th. IOTA announced a partnership with a major automotive parts supplier to utilize its technology called Tangle to ensure the integrity and immutability of their data related to vehicle transactions and maintenance records
Mm.
on their vehicles. So this system allows for secure and transparent tracking of vehicle history, and potentially increasing the trust and efficiency in the automotive industry. Um, so IOTA's Tango is a unique type of distributed ledger technology designed for Internet of Things. And I've talked about Internet of Things before on some of my other videos. So if you're not following us, you should be, because you would already know what that is, Internet of Things. So follow us so that you can keep up with this information.
That's
But
right.
this happened in Germany, and it involved the automotive suppliers' global operations. And so this is an example of this. I'm give so I can make sure you understand. So if you are buying a car, when buying a car, the potential buyer can access tamper-proof record of the vehicle's entire history, including maintenance, repairs, and ownership changes, securely on the IOTA Tango network.
Mm-hmm. It seems like our older is have been kind of quiet, but they're doing things behind the scenes.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, so
So
now
they say,
I hadn't really dove deep in IOTA, but I've been hearing a lot of things there. That
mm,
that they'll be doing with with the smart cities and stuff like that. That they'll be using IOTA, and so how these things will be changing much down the road.
mm-hmm.
So IOTA it sounds like they doing the big things, and
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with the automotive industry.
No, because people are gonna want that. People are gonna like, that's how people when you buy a car, typically people want a Carfax, report
Hmm.
to see like, okay, is this history secure? Like, are this history supported? And typically you feel like you got good history when you get a Carfax report. So
Right.
this is saying it's gonna be even, I would think, even better than the Carfax because report
It'll be,
because
it'll
you
be digital.
know it'll be digital and it will be what did it say? It said it was like a tamper-proof record of the vehicle's entire history, including maintenance, repairs, and ownership changes.
Mm.
Um,
Maintenance prayer.
so
That's good. That's a good one. Because that should tell you if excuse me, before you purchase the car if it had brakes done, oil change done. tires,
Hmm.
rotation, excuse me, all that. That's good. So you can actually go look and see for yourself before you purchase the car.
Yeah, and you don't see that like on a Carfax. I haven't had one of them in a while, but you don't see that on a Carfax today. Like you don't see oil change history, right? And
No,
tire rotation history,
no.
right?
Unless
So,
they wrote it in the book or the manual and kept the records, but no, you don't
no, I'm
you don't
talking about like if you just got a Carfax, not them writing down because
no.
someone could write down anything and put it in the manual. Like how you know that they actually did that. No,
Yeah,
so
you're right. You're right. I'm just saying unless they did that. But no, the
mhm.
Carfax you don't get that information.
Right. So this is, I think, is a step above than the Carfax because it includes
Yeah,
maintenance as well.
correct. Yeah, like I said, that's gonna be good. That's
Right.
gonna be very helpful in buying a vehicle.
Right. And what I noticed is, you see guys, all the major announcements that we've been talking about, they've been mostly international, like with these coins. Sean, your
Right.
camera went off.
Is it back now?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, it's say I'm low. I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys. We had a little bit technical difficulties tonight, but we keep it moving. But they what was I saying? What's my train of thought? Oh. No, what was my train of thought? I lost it.
You talking about IOTA?
Yeah, but what was I saying about it? Lord help us. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What was I saying about it? Um, Man, I don't remember. Listen, I don't remember. That threw me off. Your camera going blank. I don't know. All right. But that's all I had to bring up tonight. Did you have anything that other than, what I've already shared to bring out tonight for this week's news
No,
highlights?
that's it. I mean, you covered pretty much everything. I do. I will say this for looking towards next week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, from my understanding that Jerome Powell's supposed to be coming out, I
Yeah,
think
he is supposed to. Mm-hmm.
Wednesday or Thursday,
Yeah.
and from my understanding, he's supposed to cut rates this week.
All right then.
So
And
if
the market likes that.
you're right, and stock market goes up, then and crypto goes up. So this might be a great week this week.
Yeah, that's a positive thing. People
Yeah,
like when rates are cut. So
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. So out as we say though, guys, we share information so that you can be aware and so that that's the beginning of your research, not for you to take, to say this is all of my research. We give you information so you can start your own research and complete it and make a good decision for you based upon your own circumstances. So if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like, you can also join our Patreon as well. We go live there. We try to go live there at least once a month with the our Patreon levels. I think it's starting from the Builders Legacy level and above. We connect with those subscribers live. We try to do that once a month. So, and we also chat back and forth. They have access to chat with us directly. So you also have that. And then we also post what is it guides there, like an exclusive comprehensive detailed guides. We have one out there on XRP and one out there on HBAR.
Right.
So and those are free to the builder legacy levels and above. So we thank you guys for rocking with us. We appreciate you. You got anything, anything last word, Sean, before we end our
Uh, just say we thank y'all for tuning in. But remember, please like, share, and subscribe. And leave comments. We read our comments and we respond back to them. So
we
it has
do.
helped us to know if we would need to talk to any other things other than XRP. But we're actually trying now more to talk more about the ISO 222 tokens more. So we're trying to
Mhm.
cover everything now.
Yes, yes. So we hope that you found this information valuable, and if we look forward to connecting with you. So stay with us and hang tight for more exclusive content, and keep building your legacy and breaking barriers for you and your family.
That's
All
right.
right, y'all have a great night. All right.